Hey, what's up everyone? There's one question right now that does not have a definitive answer to it. Who is the best Minecraft Dungeons player in the world? Well, together we are going to find that out exactly. I am so excited to announce a community event that I have created and am going to host called Minecraft Dungeons Championship. This is an event that I will be competing in and all of you can compete in as well. At the end of the competition, the winner will be crowned as the champion of Minecraft Dungeons and will be known in the Minecraft Dungeons community as being the best Minecraft Dungeons player in the world. If you do want to compete in the challenge, you can. Everybody can. And make sure you watch through this entire video if you plan on entering, because there are some guidelines and rules that I want to go over. I want to make sure to go over that so that there is no confusion and there are no problems. So the way the challenge works, first of all, you have to create a new character and then you have to defeat every base level in Minecraft Dungeons on default mode. And by base levels, I mean every level excluding the secret levels and the new Jungle Awakens DLC levels. So you have to play on default mode, and on default mode you have to play on the highest possible sub difficulty that you have the option to play on. And by that I mean when you are selecting a level, there is a bar there, a difficulty bar, which gives you sub difficulties. Select the far most right difficulty because that is the hardest possible difficulty that you can play on, and this makes it so that this challenge is very difficult, which is really fun, and also just keeps consistency throughout everybody's playthroughs to prevent people from playing on the lowest difficulty as to people that are playing on the recommended difficulty, for example, and there being an imbalance there. So play on the hardest sub difficulty possible. Now there's also a fun twist to this. You will have to follow a new challenge for each level that you do, and the challenges will be decided by you all, by the community. Basically, I'm gonna be competing in this as well, and every time that I'm going to play through the next level and make a video playthrough on that, what I'm gonna do is look at my previous video and you all can leave suggestions as to what challenge you would like to see next, and the top rated suggestion will be picked for the next level. Of course, there are no repetitions allowed to make sure that the series is diverse and very fun. So make sure to leave your suggestion for the first challenge down below in the comments, and that challenge will not apply to the tutorial level. I'll just run through that really quickly. The challenge will apply to Creeper Woods. To find out what the challenge is, at the start of each of my level playthroughs, I will always be saying which challenge was selected, and you can just follow along with that. So to recap, make a new character, play on default mode, play on the highest possible sub difficulty that you can always, and for each level that you're doing, make sure that you are following the challenge that has been selected by the community. Also, I'm quickly editing this in to clear up a few things. First of all, this is a time-based challenge, so even if you fail a dungeon, for example, just reboot it, try again. The time that you spent playing will count, but just because you die, that does not mean that you are disqualified at all. And secondly, you do not need to kill every mob that you run into. You can just speed run and run past mobs if you are able to survive while doing that. And third, as soon as you have beaten a dungeon, you can no longer play it again. You cannot just keep replaying dungeons to try to get a better and better time, just because this would mess with the consistency of the results, since you could just keep getting better gear and then run the dungeon again, and then that would make you perform better than others. So if you've completed a dungeon once, that's it, move on to the next one. Okay, now that I've explained the rules and the guidelines, I want to explain how you can enter and compete. So everybody can compete, as I said, and basically the way that submissions are made is through video proof. Now, I also want to say that you could just compete on your own and not necessarily record and just kind of compare what you got with everybody else that does record. But if you do want to try to win, then you should record, because that gives me evidence of everything and that makes sure that nobody can cheat. So there's a pretty precise protocol that you have to follow when filming. And I just want to say that your video quality does not have to be good. You do not need to have audio, and you should be able to record on every platform. I'm pretty sure every platform has a built-in screen capture, and for computers you can get software like OBS, Open Broadcaster Software, or even a lot of computers just have built-in recording software in them already. But anyways, you don't need good quality, you don't need audio, but you need to make sure that you have full footage with no cuts in between the footage. So for example, say you are going to start off, and starting off is going to be completing the Creeper Woods level with the challenge that is given. So you have to record yourself creating your character, quickly beating the tutorial level, and then actually going to camp, selecting the level, selecting the highest difficulty that you can, and entering. And then you keep recording until you complete the level and are back in the lobby screen. If you die, you have to keep recording. All time spent within dungeons counts. All time spent out of them, like in the map or the lobby, or just if you're not playing at all, that time does not count. But whenever you are actually playing and in game, that time counts. But if you do want to take a break, for example, and then get back into the dungeon, what you have to do then is be in the lobby, open up your inventory really quickly, and then you can end recording. And then at the start of the next time you begin playing for the challenge, begin the recording, open up your inventory, and then again get the full footage of you entering the dungeon and exiting it and all of that. Basically, by showing your inventory every time you end a clip and then start one back up, that is confirming that you have not gotten any new items since your last time playing. So this is just making sure that, for example, people can't just play Creeper Woods 30 times, get amazing gear way better than they should have at the time. You know, maybe they'll play on a lower difficulty, get gear, and then they only start recording after, and they can easily breeze by the highest difficulty. This is avoiding that, and people would be able to do this in between footage as well, which is why you're always opening your inventory at the start of a video and opening it at the end of a video. And that's it for the video guidelines, and you can follow along with me and complete each level on the same day that I do. So I don't expect you to just finish all of Minecraft Dungeons with all of the challenges in one day. You can follow along with me as I upload a video. You can also upload a video. Now, how do you submit your entry? Well, you have multiple choices. The first one, and one that I really love, because this is what is sharing with our community, it is uploading your video on YouTube on public and then putting the hashtag suevmcdchampionship in your description. What will happen then is that every time people search up this hashtag on the search bar, your video will be one of the ones that come up. And so we can all share videos with each other of this challenge and watch each other's playthroughs and see how we all do. Now, if you don't want to upload your video publicly, that's fine. You can also upload it as unlisted on YouTube and then send it to me when submissions start. And by the way, you don't need to have audio in your video at all, and the quality does not have to be great, so do not worry about that. To briefly recap the rules for filming. First of all, record everything when you are playing through the levels for the event, because that makes sure that there are no missing parts. Also, always start and end your clips by opening up your inventory. The submission process is going to be pretty simple. So shortly after I upload my final video beating the final level Obsidian Pinnacle, I'm going to upload a video detailing the submission process, and I'm going to start accepting and reviewing submissions, and that's when I'll really explain this in more detail. But basically all you'll have to do is have your footage uploaded. It doesn't matter if you have a bunch of videos uploaded, and then what you need to do is look at all of your footage, and then for every time you are in a dungeon, not when you're in the lobby or anything, but anytime that you're actually playing and in a dungeon, so even if you're in the tutorial or you are in any of the levels, you have to add those timings up and then send the total amount of time that it took you to beat Minecraft Dungeons. And this way I'll be able to sort through submissions easier instead of having to look at everyone's video. At least you can help me out a bit, each of you, and that way I can find the fastest people right away. I will still be reviewing each video, and then 7 days from that point I will review everybody that has submitted their entries, and I will pick the fastest time, and then that person will be crowned the winner and will come on the channel, hopefully if they're willing to, for a little interview. I'm seriously so excited for this challenge because I feel like this is what Minecraft Dungeons really needs right now, a competition, and I think that we are gonna have a lot of fun. I know that there are some rules and regulations that you have to go through, but in the end it will be well worth it because it will be consistent data among everybody, nobody will cheat, and then it will be all good. And if you can't record, it's okay. You can just compare how you do to how I did. You don't necessarily have to time anything, but you can just roughly compare and really just see how well you did. Anyways, don't forget, leave your suggestions down below for what the first challenge should be for Creeper Woods, and I'm gonna be looking at the top rated suggestion and using that. If you have other suggestions as to how to make this event better in any way, if you have a very urgent idea or anything like that, make sure to post that as well. But other than that, I'm gonna get started as soon as possible, and I just cannot wait. So thank you all so much for watching and listening. Leave a like and subscribe if you are excited, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace out.